We continue from the unnamed podcast.
It's still unnamed.
Still unnamed.
It's unnamed.
We're going to get there one day. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. We've been together a little bit this afternoon.
Yeah.
No reference to Marty McFly.
Well, Chris, I've been giving you a hard time about it for what?
4, 5,
10
decades?
years? Yeah, decades. I think it's time to move on. Okay. Much like I think it's time to move on to some other traditional things.
Well, for our audio-only list, I got the vest over the...
It's a life preserver.
Life preserver. That's what I was waiting on too. Yeah. Marty McFly. Yeah. Hello, McFly.
I knew you were in the Navy.
Oh, is that the Navy?
As a life preserver.
Oh, life preserver. What else things do we have to get rid of?
Well, daylight savings time would be good for me.
Speaking of daylight savings time, that's what we are here to discuss. Oh. It takes legislation on the national.
Of course it does.
everything takes legislation these days to take
I saw something. Did it pass or fell that people have permission to have a garden in their yard yesterday?
Inside cities.
Did it pass or fell?
I think it didn't. I don't think it passed.
They were trying to prevent people from having gardens.
I think that's right. I haven't brushed up on that.
The great garden freaking debate.
I haven't brushed up on the hard-hitting ones yet.
We wouldn't want Grandma and Grandpa to be able to go out and grow tomatoes in their backyard. That'd be crazy talk.
I would say if you want to plant potatoes in your yard,
jeez,
go ahead and plant them. I don't think there's a
unbelievable
vegetable
police
code enforcement out there.
I don't think you'd have too much luck enforcing it.
I'm sure they're looking for all the gardens out there now. So, all right, daylight savings times. I mean, this is talking at the U.S. Level, Oklahoma level.
Sure.
It was. I'll just read part of it here.
You got cheat sheets? I mean, I know all the facts right here.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
When was daylight savings time originally brought up?
Oh my goodness, we did no homework on this. I would say like in 1920 during the...
You'd be wrong. It was the
60s?
Oh, no. Well, technically it was close to the 60s. Ben Franklin first brought it up way back in the day. Nothing really happened.
Yeah.
Then in the late 1800s, it was brought up again. A little bit of stuff happened for ag. Then you're correct. It started World War II is when it really cranked up.
Okay.
Yeah, and it cranked up. Everybody always says... It was for crops.
The
in the 40s, that wasn't true. It was officially made a law in the greatest year ever, 1966. A lot of big things happened in 66. But that's when it was actually made a federal law, was in 1966. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
I've done a little research. I hate it this much. I've done a little study.
I didn't know. I said, hey, we're going to do a
Because if you'd have daylight savings time, there's more daylight at different times. And people stay outside more. During the war, they'd use less electricity. In the 60s, it was because that was part of it, but also they thought there'd be less violence. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you need anything else?
No, I'll just throw these notes away. I had no idea. Well, let me just kind of update the rest of us here as far as what's going on. House bill.
Am I getting ready to get fact checked?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
No, I'm sure all the comments will leave that there for you. House Bill 3146 would ask Oklahomans to vote on a statutory amendment. If approved, would lock the clock on Central Standard Time in Oklahoma. Do away with the twice early clock changes. The change would take effect November 8th, the next time the clocks are scheduled to fall back in.
If I had a vote, I would be, let's lock the clocks, baby. Just lock them up.
It happens during football season. You lose that hour. It's like dark at 5 o'clock.
4:48. Yeah. You're looking around going, well, this day's over.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible. I hate it.
I would.
You know how hard it is to go to sleep at 8 o'clock when it's still. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. So as I look at this, the lawmaker here, or whoever it is.
Who is it?
Oh boy. I can tell you. Kevin West. He's a Republican out of Moore.
Oh, I'm sure he's a good man.
Okay, he explained that in 1973, 1974, daylight savings time was made mandatory in the U.S., but people revolted against the practice during the winter months when the sun was coming up until after 8 a.m. So you get up early, so it's dark until 7?
I get up early enough, it's even when it falls back or it springs forward, it's still dark.
Yeah.
So I like early time.
But I like more daylight.
Yeah, I do too. But I just want it consistent. I don't like the whole
spring forward.
No, it's I don't know. I mean, Arizona, I think, is the only state that doesn't do it currently, aren't there?
I think there's two.
Is there another one?
I think there might be.
I knew Arizona.
Iowa or Indiana.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I think you are right, actually. But I know Arizona doesn't, and they just set the clock and forget about it and live their life.
Cindy says this shouldn't even be an issue. If they hadn't messed with it to begin with, it wouldn't be fine. It would be fine. Change is good in many cases, but not this one.
Oh, she agrees with me.
Leave it the way it intended to be.
Cindy's a brilliant woman.
Okay. I prefer the fall hours as far as the sun goes. This is Candace. I like the morning to be light, but whatever is decided up or down, just lock the clock.
Yeah, just lock the clock. Let's just figure it out and just lock it. I'd like to have more daylight, because for people that want to be outside, they want to just be able to do things.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not but I agree, lock the clock. But now, if be my luck, they'll lock the clock and it'll be dark every day for the rest of my life at 4:45.
Right.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Could they change it to leave it like that?
I think this one here is when it falls back November 8th. That's when.
So we'd have more daylight.
Yes.
Okay, so I
Yes.
can get behind that.
Yeah.
Can't get behind the other
Now
one.
Gary says.
Gary.
Maker.
Oh, hi, Gary.
Now these are just previous comments.
Oh.
These are show notes. This is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of.
Gary doesn't want to change it?
Leave it daylight savings time year round, where I can give money to defeat this idiot. Oh, well, that's probably a political.
Wait. Gary doesn't want to change it?
This is the stupidest idea I've ever heard. Leave it daylight savings time
Gary.
year round. Here's another.
How dare Gary have his own opinion?
Larry says, daylight sometimes puts our school kids in pitch dark at the AM bus stop. Many have been run over the past 30 years, and so I didn't read the pre-notes, but
Jeez, that took a turn.
That went dark. That went dark. That went dark.
I had no idea.
Gary had a lot of feedback from other people on that one. But anyway, that's...
Holy smokes.
Next time, make sure I read the comments before...
Well, I just want daylight. I don't want people killed. I don't want people upset. No, but I think, I'm sure there was good political reasons for doing it back in the day, but seems like that's a lot of decisions. They're made for not necessarily what's best, but what fits something.
And times change and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Before we exit stage left, anything?
Well, let's see. Tariq Hill, for the sports fans, he traded away yesterday. I think it was a great move. I'm going to offend young Connor, but I think it's a great move for the Chiefs. I mean, obviously Tariq Hill's an explosive player, but
Cheetah-like.
But if you can get 2 first rounds, 2 seconds, couple thirds, couple fourths, you did all right.
Yeah, Chiefs maxed everything probably they can get from him. He got a Super Bowl. Dynamic.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, I
think he's going to be.
I wish I could make millions like him, but man, I would take a few less millions, do a few extra commercials, and still have Kelsey and Mahomes on my team.
Because he's going to miss having Kelsey and Mahomes on his team, and the good running backs, and the other 2 or 3 really good wide receivers, and
great offensive
coach. I mean, careful what you wish for, because I think you'll see Mr. Hill's numbers steadily decline.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball. There's a little difference between him and Tua so far.
Hey, locally, our studios, our studio here, the building, bam, got crunched.
Well,
the Mona Lisa is.
We got it secured.
We got it secured.
No,
It is safe here.
Yeah, it's safe. But yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Thank God nobody was hurt. I mean, I talked to Mrs. Goodyear this morning, and Jan was in the office.
I saw the picture with him there, yeah.
And had got up and walked around a little bit. But man, if that thing doesn't, I mean, it's always the what if. So that thing had just been a little farther to the left, that could have been tragic.
Yeah, this building's built pretty stern, but the other.
But it's all windows. If he hits 5 feet up, he's right inside the building.
The other what if deal is our good friend Blake Whimsy, whose office on this floor as well. He usually parks where that would have been, or he would have got clipped or hit, one of the two. He would have been involved, but luckily he had to go do some stuff. But
well, I mean, it was that's nuts, and and like I said, the main thing is nobody was injured, and no innocent bystanders were injured.
Yeah, and our possessions, the Mona Lisa.
We've got, I mean, Chris went out and found some one-of-a-kind photos.
One of a kind, yeah.
Well, I mean, there's only one of each of them here, so
for sure, one of a kind there.
But They are pretty. You did a good job on those.
Yeah, we'll showcase those.
Yeah,
for you
yeah, you did a nice job.
We'll give you, once we're kind of done, we'll kind of give you the.
Are you entering the? Oh boy. Are you entering the smoke off in June?
Don't know anything about it.
There's a smoke off coming to town.
Are we talking all the medical marijuana places, or?
Huh. Everybody thinks I'm the crazy one. Okay. No, cook-off, barbecuing, cooking, smoking meats.
Oh, I will probably be at some ball field somewhere
In June?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're putting a team in, the Liars Club, our breakfast club. We're putting a team in.
The Liars Club?
Well,
Who named the Liars Club?
A great man, gentleman, Jim Morton, named us that. He was a member of it. He passed away a few years ago, but yeah, because I always say he hangs out with his friends down at the Liars Club every morning.
So what are you entering?
Well, it's been put on. All the proceeds go to the Hope House.
Okay.
And so, good cause. But I know you love to smoke meat and do all that stuff. So I didn't know if you.
What are you going to be preparing? What's your role in this?
Well, I'm going to make the beans. I have a fabulous
the can of beans.
Slow down. I have a fabulous baked bean recipe. It's a family recipe.
It has to be a family recipe. Even if it's not, you got to say it's a family recipe.
It's a family recipe.
Your grandma?
Well, I get a big can of baked beans in the store, pour it in, and I put some stuff in it, stir it up, and throw a little pepper in there. It's a family recipe.
Do a little trick. Throw some bacon in there.
Yeah.
Make it look like you put
some love into it.
Put some love into it.
Yeah. Somebody said that if you want to win those things, you got to so I don't know if I agree with this.
You got to go over the top. Oh,
it was over the top good?
Blurry.
Oh, boy, it went blurry again.
You're doing too much. Yeah, the manual setting, we got to fine tune that.
Okay, but somebody said you got to wrap stuff and put bacon on it and do all this different.
It depends on how it's being judged. Presentation.
It's all about taste. People taste it and pick their best.
And that's why you usually overdo the taste. You put a little extra barbecue or a little bit extra flavoring or extra seasoning. I'm sure that sounds good in the microphone.
Why are you being critical?
To put over the top. I heard it here, so I'm sure the microphone.
I was thirsty.
But I think at home, you would put all that stuff on there, but at competition, you put a little extra so it gets.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
I wouldn't know. I don't really know how you prepare your meat. I've never been invited to your home to eat any of your food.
Really?
So, yeah.
Not one time?
Yeah.
I think you've had some ribs,
maybe
and some pulled pork, and some.
It's been a while. Not since you perfected your craft, though.
I'm close. I don't think I perfected.
Never had steak. You cook your steaks really well.
Yeah,
I've never gotten the joy of having one of Chris's steaks.
I think I have perfected the steak.
Steak looks pretty good.
Steak
looks pretty. It's a little pink for me.
Right.
But I would still eat it. But it's just I like mine just a little less pink than you like it.
A lot more less pink, I think.
No, it depends on what mood I'm in, honestly.
Yeah.
But I don't, but you do a good job.
Yeah.
What's the temperature you go for?
Well, then I would have to. No, I.
How long do you let it rest?
I cook it. Sometimes it's a reverse sear or all that good stuff, but I won't bore you with those.
Yeah.
But I pull it at 133.
Yeah. Then it rests for how long?
If you can last 10 minutes, do 10 minutes. But
wouldn't it cold then?
Oh no. You don't, because as soon as you get it off the grill, you want to cut it because then all the juices escape. You want to let it rest.
Right there on the plate, and that's what bread's for. You just sop it up.
Yeah, but you want the steak to be juicy all over, not just one spot. Okay. So you let it rest and let those juices go throughout the steak.
I'd like to experience that once before I die.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
We're out of here.
All right.